Bro, I hit him twice. There's no fucking way, dude. There's no way I hit him twice and doesn't headshot him. And we lost, man. I got 8 fucking assists, bro. 8 fucking assists. I've never fucking shot so many people in my fucking life. I've never played a game like where you can hit somebody more and never kill them. It's just so fucking stupid, like. Why did you stop shooting? You literally had, like how? Fucking dumbass team, bro. Fucking team sucks so much balls. It's crazy. Fucking crazy. Every game's the same story. Every game, same story. Hit marker central ass fucking game. Shoot, get the same hit count on people. Guess what? It doesn't matter, cause well, hey man, RNG, dude. You reacted first. Oh, and you hit your shots first. Oh, guess what? You're gonna get penalized for that. We're gonna let the other guy kill you for it. Too bad. Happens every time. I'd say 80% of the time it happens. Ridiculous. Watch some fucking hockey highlights while we queue in. Ugh. Take this for example, okay? The men's hockey strategy is a lot different because they can actually execute it, right? Like let's say you're gonna like push the puck up around the boards, like you're gonna fire the puck up from the blue line and forecheck with like 1 or 2 guys, right? That forecheck is actually like. That's actually a viable strategy because the guys that can forecheck are actually like fast and strong and they'll get there by the time the puck rolls around the net. Some girls probably can't even get to the back of the net while the puck is like getting launched around the boards. And once again, it depends. Like a guy launching the puck down the boards for a forecheck is going to be a lot different than a girl launching the puck. Like the guy's actually going to launch the fucking puck and it's going to go like a lot harder and faster. And also like the guys are going to get there a lot quicker. So it's actually a viable strategy. Whereas like the girls could adopt that strategy, but it won't actually be executed properly because they just can't like really do it as efficiently as the guys can. Right? So, although yeah, I agree, like there's some strategy to it, but like the strategy revolves around the current meta within that own league, right? Like you can't take NHL strategies and bring them into the PWHL and be like these strategies are gonna work. It's like you're kind of like doing like monkey see, monkey do, but you're not actually playing the meta of the current league, right? Like the good coaches in the PWHL will work around with like what they're given and work around with what they're against, rather than be like, oh, we see NHL strategies of them like dumping the puck in and forechecking and then doing this, right? And then kind of like working around that because it's not gonna work. Like maybe it can work like for like a goal or two, or like for like a few games, but it's not gonna work consistently. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up, Bulbasaur? You would dangle me top cheddar so hard, bro, dude. You gonna go top ched on me, bro? We talking hockey? Yeah, hell yeah, we are, brother. Yo, what's up, one? How you doing, man? Appreciate the follow, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, once again, like, it's, you know, it's like thinking about it almost in like in terms of chess, right? Like, you can, if you're like a 500 elo player, right? You could go watch Magnus Carlsen and learn like all these like openings that he's playing at like World Chess Championships and shit. But then like when you go play against another 500 elo player who's at your skill level, all those like strategies you learn are not going to be viable against somebody who like is playing a completely different opening at the very basic level. So like they could catch you with an opening that you never seen before because you've only been studying fucking Magnus Carlsen's like London system or some shit, right? When this guy's playing some fucking Roy Lopez with a Morpheus defense variation or some shit, right? And you're like, I've never played the fucking Roy Lopez, which everybody has, but I'm just saying for lack of, better terms. You never played the Roy Lopez. Doesn't matter if you learn the London system. You've never seen the Roy Lopez. You gotta play within your level and then compound from there. So you can't just like copy paste like 50 steps down the road and then apply that immediately. You know what I mean? Because you can't execute it, right? You want to get into playing hockey, but you're in Florida? Oh, dude, man. Hockey must be bumping down there in Florida, though, after the Panthers won. There's no rinks. Yeah, that kind of does suck, man. Kind of does suck. But hockey's fun, man. It's expensive, but it is fun. I enjoy it. I play goalie. I think it's fun as hell. It's definitely a challenge as a goalie. Definitely, like, probably like one of the hardest positions. You have a lot of weight on you. You obviously, when a goalie's having a bad day as opposed to the players. The players, like, they're expected to kind of like not score every shot, right? But if you let in one shot, you're gonna it's detrimental. So but it was just funny though, because like I remember I was watching the PWHL on at the gym while I was working out, and like I thought they were playing on Olympic ice, but they're not. They're just way smaller than the men. And it made the ice look like so much bigger than it was. I was like, holy fuck, dude. I was like, are they playing on international ice? I was like, what the fuck is this? But I don't think they are. I think they're playing on like regulation NHL ice. They just look so much smaller. It's fucking crazy. That, and like, I don't know, just once again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like if you watch the NHL and then you go watch the PWHL, you'll definitely see like a gap in between the two. Yeah, if you let anything in, it's bad. 100%, man. 100%. 100%. But once again, you know what? As long as it's good that the women have their own professional hockey league. It's fantastic. Nothing wrong with that. Once again, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Nothing wrong with it. I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's still very good hockey. Like, a lot of those women are very good at hockey. Don't get me wrong. Like, they obviously, like, they can play. They know how to move the puck and all that. It's just, once again, like, when it comes to the men's top level, like, when the men are trying at like in the NHL season and in the playoffs, like, there's a big fucking difference. But for money making, it's not so much. That's the thing. It's like, I'm sure it's entertaining. It's nice to support and everything. But like, once again, you're not watching it for the peak athleticism in the world, right? Like, there's a reason why the NHL attracts the KHL and like the European players, and like there's a reason why everybody flocks to the NHL, because there's money there. So it's gonna inherently bring people to like who work hard and like want that contract, right? It's like the UFC. Everybody goes to the UFC because there's the money, and that's where you make the money. So everyone's gonna try their fucking hardest in the UFC. So, but I'll give you a prime example. There was 2 instances where I saw a female punter in I don't know if it was a college game or an NFL game, but they like brought in a female punter to like do the kickoff for like. It was like the first time a woman has actually played on the team and like punted done like a kickoff, and it was not good. It was not good. It was not good. I mean, like, when you see like what the men are doing in football and kicking it compared to like what you see in I wonder if I could find it. I remember I saw a clip of it. I'll tell you what, if you put a woman in like nets or as a player in the NHL, it'd literally be looking like it'll literally just be like I can't, like, I guarantee you it just wouldn't it just they'd be like they'd be like not like I guess I don't want to say like left behind, but it's just they'd be so behind on the plays that I don't think they could keep up. I don't think it's but like I don't. It's not so much that the leagues have been around for longer. That probably makes sense to some extent, but I don't think that makes. I don't think that's like. I don't think that's just. I just don't think that's it. No, I agree. I agree. But once again, I think that just kind of comes down to money. I think that you could even argue that that women female athletes nowadays are even better than like male athletes like from 40 years ago. I don't think women are left behind and they only started playing sports. Like that's just not true. Yeah, the 300 to 400 pound big box. Yeah, because once again, the franchises want everything they can do to get that win. So they're gonna find the people who are the best for the job. That's just and people who can actually do it, right? Like, listen, if there's a woman who was 300 to 400 pounds that could like do a better job than like a man doing it, then I'm sure they would probably get. I'm sure they would get the female to do it. Yeah, yeah, but like that's this. See, when you say sports science, I think like strategy, like football plays, like an offensive line coach making up plays and strategy and like playing against the meta of like the other team. Like that's just sports. That's not even science. That's not even like that's yeah, but that's not even like I mean you could say it's science, but like that's just common sports sense, really. Yeah, so it's just like yeah, it's just physical activity. It's just genetics and exercise and working out and shit. That's just sports in general. It's just athletics. I mean, you want to find somebody who's obviously as big as possible who can like also do other things as big as like while at that weight. That's there's like a you're just trying to constantly raise the max of the minimum. So you're trying to raise the minimum of you're trying to like keep increasing the minimum of like all your athletes on your team, whatever franchise you're in, right? You want to have like the biggest guys that are like also the fastest guys, because normally you can't have both. But if you do have both, you're kind of like not excelling in either category, but your minimum is very high compared to the others. Let's see, female punter football. Yeah, I mean this is a prime example. Yeah, I mean That wasn't even like a 50-yard kick, I don't think. I mean, I could throw farther than that. Not gonna lie. Like, I genuinely could throw a football more than that. It is what it is, man. Yeah, it is what it is. But you need money to advertise it and get people into seats as well. Well, I mean, I think there's a few problems, to be quite honest. Like I said, I just genuinely don't think the quality is as good as like men's sports. And it's just, as somebody who plays sports, like it's it's yeah, it's definitely a thing, unfortunately. And second of all, I mean, you do have a lot of people who are technically misogynistic, so you will always have those guys, like the assholes. But then, once again, like, I think they advertise the shit out of the WNBA, but it's just not the same. Men are spending the money to watch sports mainly, yeah, but they want to watch. They watch what they think is the best, and to them it's the men's sports. So I mean, listen, if women's sport were better than the men's sport, I'm sure people would be actually like going to the women's sport. But once again, I don't even think men are like the ones that like. I don't at this point in time. I don't think men are the ones who actually make all the like make the most money. I mean, you can maybe argue that in the top like 5% of America that like most are CEOs and stuff. But I think in general, women also make just as much as men nowadays. Like on average. I mean, I think men probably spend more money watching it for sure, yeah, because they want to go watch some sports. I don't think women actually actively go out to watch sports unless they're just trying to like either they're single or like their spouse or partner is taking them. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I think it's men that are going to men don't go to post secondary educations. I think it's more women. So you have more women with degrees and diplomas, and you have more men in the trades. It's definitely split way more, and it keeps splitting like that. Well, that I mean, once again, nothing's stopping women from going into the trades if that's a problem. I mean, a lot of guys are making money from the trades because there's nobody really wanting to do those jobs because everyone, once again, like a lot of the last generation has forced like this whole vision of getting a degree and getting a well-paying job. When a lot of people do get a degree, but they don't even get a job afterwards. So, well, every guy, 80% of the guys I know are in like either the trades or first response. I mean, there's so many guys that are like almost every guy I know. But when it comes to like, listen, they've been pushing the WNBA and it just isn't making money, and they've been advertising it. They're doing what they can, and it's just not. A lot of guys. I think there's a lot of guys who go into co-op trades to gain experience rather than go to post-secondary education. I'd argue they either take a year off or they go into trades more so than women. I think women immediately go into post-secondary out of high school. On average, I'd say like the majority of women definitely do. Fuck, I didn't realize it was already 2 p.m. I gotta go to the gym soon. Bro, we can't find an arena game. But you're in skilled labor as an audiovisual tech? Alright. Yeah, I mean, like, I went to college, got my diploma for game development. I learned how to program and do 3D art and animation. And then I got a job in the IT sector. And doing, like, front-end web development. Essentially, like, doing e-learning courses for the government, for the feds. Well, I guess any contract we could get, but primarily we had our contracts with the feds. And, you know, I got laid off 2 years ago. And then I've been full-time streaming since. Now, if it wasn't for that, to be quite honest, like, like, in the last 2 years, like 2 years ago, like, when I got laid off, my buddies were like, yo, we can get you a job as a, like, I had two buddies that were like, yo, I can get you an apprenticeship to become an electrician at my company or a tin banger. And I'm sure if I asked them right now, I'm like, yo, do you guys have any, you guys hiring? Yeah, I'm sure maybe they'd say maybe, maybe not, like, maybe soon. But yeah, so. You're getting fucked over so badly. Yeah, no, for sure. But, like, once again, like, it's a very volatile industry. It's very volatile because it's, you gotta realize that, like, with the whole progress of AI, there's gonna be, like, I mean, the legal system and the lawyers are gonna have to constantly update themselves as well, because you don't know, like, what is an original IP and what isn't, what's being stolen, right? So if you are somebody who is in IT, if you're more on the multimedia side, you're still a little bit more safe, because to some extent, people still want original content, and they're still gonna want somebody to create content or, like, media catered and around their content and customize it. Now, you could say AI could do the exact same thing, and to that I'd say the end result is how the consumer interprets your media. If consumers know it's an AI generated content, nobody cares, right? I think there's something to be said from the consumer that they actually want genuine content from people, right? They want somebody who actually takes the time and cares about it. Anybody can create AI generated content. Yeah, sure, it's fast, it's easy, and it just creates some shit. But at the end of the day, who are the biggest content creators in the world? Are they AI generated content on YouTube? No. Are there AI streamers? Are they the number one streamers right now? No. Once again, it comes down to, like, so there's the consumers are always the ones, like, whether you're creating an AI generated advertisement, AI whatever, AI program, AI automating this. At the end of the day, you know what? Like, I'd rather have a guy who's gonna make me a Damascus knife that's been doing it for like 20 years the way I want it, rather than a fucking AI robot doing it on, like, doing an automated knife, like, cut, you know, like, let's say he's forging, they have like a whole process where they forge, cure, you know, fucking make the hilt, etc., and then boom, and it's just like any other knife that, like, they've made en masse, you know? Like, that's great and all, but not really. I want the guy that knows how to make a knife, and he knows if it's going to be a quality knife, because he's doing the because, like, he'll QA it as he makes it, right? So he knows it's going to be a quality knife, right? Well, I mean, listen, if anybody's going to love AI, it's going to be China. China is going to love AI automation. I mean, so does Elon, but, I mean, once again, there's definitely gonna be a shift in the economy, though. Like, people are gonna have to, like, develop new skills in certain areas to, like, make a living. But once again, what is that? How will the economy adapt to that? That's the question, right? Like, is the main industry gonna be the entertainment industry, essentially, rather than, like, trades? But I don't see that happening, because everybody's gonna need electricity. Everyone's gonna need plumbing, right? Everyone's gonna need mechanics, because you gotta remember, it's one thing to create these